I can't believe this is what you're telling me. I won't use your service ever again.
There is what they hear,
Thank you for calling us today. My name is Lenny. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
but what they don't see. Hey everyone, if you're watching this, chances are you know the rhythm of working in a customer service role. You're on the front lines, helping people, solving problems, and sometimes you're dealing with some pretty intense emotions, and that can take a toll, right? Today, we're sharing real life tips and coping mechanisms straight from 800 of our agents, ones you can use right now in your next customer interaction, and we'll get to the science behind them to understand why they work. First, let's talk about our emotions, those little inside-out characters who follow us around. When you're taking in other people's emotions, your brain copies those feelings, and if they're negative, your body gets stressed. Stress isn't managed, it sticks around and can lead to things like anxiety or depression. So, how do we handle this? Experts suggest a simple but powerful process. Notice it, name it, and discover the need behind it. First, notice. Pay attention to your body. Where's the tension? Are you shaky? Dry mouth? Notice your physical reactions and energy level. Next, name it. Label the emotion. Frustration, anxiety, sadness. If it's hard, name what you're not feeling. Then identify the strongest emotion. Finally, discover the need. Ask yourself, what boundary was crossed? What triggered this feeling? This engages your rational brain. Then consider, what's the smallest step I can take? Even tiny actions help. With that knowledge in mind, let's see how our agents keep their mental health in check. First, the power of breathing. We're not talking about just any breathing. We're talking about specific techniques. One agent shared what's called box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds. Then repeat for several rounds. Here's why this works. When we're stressed, our nervous system goes into what experts call sympathetic activation. That's your fight or flight mode. Control breathing actually tells your nervous system to calm down and return to what's called the ventral vagal state, where you feel safe, calm, and in control. Try this with me right now. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Hold for 4. Feel that? That's your nervous system resetting. This comes up all the time and it's absolutely crucial. One agent said, I always remind myself that most customer frustrations aren't personal. It's about the situation, not about me. When someone's yelling at you through the phone, your brain's emotional center, what scientists call the limbic system, wants to react immediately. But the prefrontal cortex, your rational brain, can step in and remind you this isn't about me. How many of you have caught yourself taking a customer's frustration personally? It's natural, but it's also something we can change with practice. So many agents mentioned exercise, and the variety was amazing. Some go to the gym. What I usually do is go to the gym and exercise to try to leave all my stress behind. Others dance, walk, do yoga, or even martial arts. They just shake it off. One agent said, I do physical exercise to preserve my mental health. It helps me focus on my job and not take things personally. Physical exercise literally changes your brain chemistry. It reduces cortisol, your stress hormone, and increases endorphins, your feel-good chemicals. Plus, it helps you process these intense emotions instead of storing them in your body. And we're not talking about gym memberships. One agent shared, I take a burnout break for 5 minutes to stay away from screen time and do quick stretches. That's why our well-being community, Ever Better, is so important to us. This is huge. Agent after agent talked about leaving work at work. Listen to this. The first thing I do is leave work at work. No work issues are allowed to be discussed at home by any of us adults. Another said, I have preserved my mental health by learning to leave the job behind when I leave the office and log off for the day. Be honest, how many of you are still thinking about difficult calls hours after your shift ends? The key is creating what psychologists call role boundaries. When you clock out, you're not a customer service agent anymore. You are you. One agent has a ritual. As soon as I finish my last call, I put on a bathing suit and I swim a few laps. Find your transitional ritual. When they cheer themselves up, our agent used phrases like, one day at a time, this too shall pass, never give up, never give up, never give up. I am more than my thoughts. Everything happens for a reason. These aren't just feel-good phrases. When your stress response is activated, having a pre-planned phrase helps your prefrontal cortex regain control over your emotional reactions. What would your personal mantra be? Share it in the comments. I'd love to see what resonates with you. Isolation makes everything worse. Smart agents build support systems. One shared, "I mainly try to talk with coworkers about it since they have similar experiences." Another said, "Having coworkers you can share frustrations with is a big help." But it's not just work colleagues or your coaches. Agents talked about calling friends, family, joining support groups, or even finding online communities. Who's your support person? If you don't have one, that might be the most important thing to work on after watching this video. For those moments when you're on a call and feeling overwhelmed, agents share some brilliant quick fixes. I have a small bowl of my favorite candies to chew when I feel anxious. I keep fidget toys at my desk. I have bird pictures around my desk. When I feel stressed, I just watch them for a minute. I use aromatherapy because clean, sweet smells make me calm. One agent even said, "I have a technique. I imagine I'm in a balloon and the words of the customer reflecting from the surface and don't even reach me." These might sound simple, but they work because they give your nervous system something else to focus on while your rational brain catches up. Okay, let's bring this all together. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all these strategies, don't be. The agents who seem happiest and the most resilient weren't using all of these. They were using 2 or 3 that really worked for them. Here's what we covered. Breathing techniques, your immediate reset button. Don't take it personally. Protect your emotional core. Physical movement, change your body, change your mind. Set boundaries, leave work at work. Personal mantras, your mental anchor. Build support networks. You don't have to do this alone. The immediate reset buttons to soothe you in the moment. The most important thing, you're not weak if this job affects you. You're human, and you're certainly not alone. Here's what I want you to do. Pick one strategy from today's video, just one, and try it this week. Maybe it's the box breathing technique, maybe it's creating a transition ritual when you get home, or maybe it's finally reaching out to someone for support. And please, share your experience in the comments. Tell us what you tried and how it worked. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Remember, taking care of your mental health isn't selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup. And the customers you help deserve the best version of you, which means you need to take care of yourself first. Until next time, be kind to yourself. You're doing important work and you matter. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more real, practical content about mental health at work.